So with the uprising of a lot of new Android TV game boxes, the question remains, how is this old Nvidia Shield holding up? And no people, this is not the Pro version, this is the first edition. So this thing was quite impressive, but what can it do in 2021? So welcome to the Wicked Gamer and Collector, and it's awesome that you're tuning in. So the Nvidia Shield have been around for quite a long time now and did some minor revisions when it comes to the Nvidia Shield. By the way, this is the 2018-2019 model, and there is also even an older model, but how is it when we want to play some old school games like the PlayStation 1? How will the emulation be with this 4K HDR Android TV box? Is this thing worth your money in 2021? It comes including a remote and also it comes with the Nvidia Shield controller. So playing some old school games on an Android box is a really great way in my opinion, but you need to have some knowledge for emulators. But especially with this video I want to focus what can we do with the old Nvidia Shield. Is this thing almost equal to the other boxes I've reviewed here on the channel, like the GT King and the GT King Pro? Or is this thing still even supreme now in 2021? But compared with the Pro and other TV boxes, what I think is really cool with it, it came with an Nvidia Shield controller. So basically having more like this ready to go game kit, so you don't need anything else beside buying the emulator of course and setting everything up. So the Nvidia Shield controller, I was not the biggest fan of it, but hey, it was not very expensive with this box. Inside we're going to get the Nvidia Tegra X1 processor that is on 256 core Nvidia graphics. 64-bit CPU and 3GB of RAM, 60GB of storage, a little bit not really great, but it has a USB expansion capabilities. But how good is this device? But let's talk about the way how they made this. The style of the box is something unique and you don't see very often with these TV boxes. So when it comes to the design, I personally love it, but it's of course not to forget more like a personal taste. So when it comes to the Nvidia Shield controller, I have more like this hate-love relation with it, simply because it's a great controller, but in the end I was not the biggest fan of it. Just give me an Xbox 360 controller, that is my main controller to go to. And the same goes for the Nvidia Shield interface. I don't like it at all, and to be honest I prefer more like an Emulation design or just give us another interface. There are some interfaces that you can download from the store and basically build this thing more like a game system. But how does the Nvidia Shield older model hold up when it comes to emulation and you will to build yourself an awesome retro emulation monster? So therefore I just want to do a quick overview of all the high-end systems like PlayStation 1, Sega Dreamcast, Sega Saturn and of course the N64. The N64, that is the system where we're going to begin with, because that was more like it was a mixed bag and especially with the Chinese TV boxes. So let's try the first game. But I can say that with the right emulator installed, with the latest edition, most of the time you need to buy those from the App Store. We have in games like Killer Instinct Gold that running pretty good and we don't have all the weird glitches anymore. But take in consideration, not every game will run perfectly on the Nvidia Shield. When you take a close look at the PlayStation 1 of course, this is a system that will run a lot of boxes nowadays, but with the Nvidia Shield we can tweak it a little bit more and getting a way better results when it comes to the higher resolutions. But nevertheless, PlayStation 1 runs just fine on the Nvidia Shield. But let's take a close look at Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn is very hard to emulate and most of the time you're going to need a very powerful box or just a PC. And games like this will not run on most Chinese boxes, but with the Nvidia Shield and the Tegra chip we can use it without frame script, but on a regional native resolution. Okay, for the Sega Dreamcast we are going to try out with the Red Dream emulator. It's a great emulator, in my opinion one of the best, and if you're going to buy it, you can even use it on the full HD settings and then make the Sega Dreamcast just a completely new experience when you want to play it on your Nvidia Shield. 4K will not run on the Nvidia Shield. That is one thing you need to take into consideration. Did a lot of reviews about different Android boxes, but there is one thing a lot of these boxes struggle with. Even with the King, they having problems with PSP, for example. And what you can see with the Nvidia Shield, that it runs the PSP very well. Keep in mind, God of War is not perfect again because it's a super demanding game, but if you want to play a lot of games on the PSP, it does run very well on the Nvidia Shield. And if you're wondering, will God of War or Chains of Olympus will run? The short answer is no, not on 60 FPS. You can do some messing around with the settings and get it to work on the Nvidia Shield with a very low FPS. Personally, I would not recommend it. So for PSP, the limitations are here. God of War will not run. You need a high-end PC or a very powerful TV box for this. And Nvidia Shield is not the one for you when it comes to this game. And a couple of more games, of course. Even this video was dedicated to retro emulation on the Nvidia Shield. It is capable of running a lot of Android games at 60 FPS full HD and better said in higher resolutions. I think, is this thing worth your money in 2021? I think it is, but there is a but. If you can pick it up for not a lot of money, because here in my country, if I want to have an Nvidia Shield, they ask sometimes let's say a minor difference between the Pro and the normal one. Makes no sense whatsoever, and that is the biggest problem with these Nvidia Shields. They are so cool, they are so good in many things, but they are way overpriced in my opinion. If you can get this thing for $100, then it's a very good deal, maybe a little bit more, but that is my opinion when it comes to the Nvidia Shield. It is worth it 2021, but not for too much money. I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and let me know in the comments what do you think of the Nvidia Shield. And I will see you in the next video, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, would be great. And I will see you in the next video.